Hi, I'm Elia Woods, co-founder of Commonwealth Urban Farms. On weeks like this past one, when it's been all rain, the soil may be too wet to plant directly outside, but you can still get your seeds started. Just start them inside. I'm going to plant lettuce today. I've got a range of pots. You can use plug trays, plastic pots, biodegradable pots, whatever you have on hand. Fill it with a good quality potting soil. Shake it down a bit. And now, I'm going to just sprinkle some lettuce seed on top. Just a little bit, not even that much. Remember, each one of these seeds has the potential to turn into an actual plant. All right. Lettuce needs light to germinate, so I actually don't really want to cover it very much. I'm going to just pat it down so that we have good seed to soil contact, and sprinkle a tiny, tiny bit of potting soil on top. Just enough to keep it from drying out too easily. After your seeds are planted, you can very gently top water them with a fine rose on a watering can, or even better, bottom water them. Put this in a pie plate or something with water, let the water wick from the bottom up until the top surface is moist. Then put it in a warm place to germinate. It should sprout within a week or so, and then get it out into the sun. A south-facing sunny window is not enough light. We wish it was, but it's not. You'll have to get them outside in the sun, unless you have a greenhouse. If you have a cold frame, that's great. It's good to give them some protection from the wind. I like to keep my seedlings where I see them often. Close to the front door is a good spot, so you remember to water them. Bring them in on cold nights to give them a little protection. They should be ready to transplant in 3 to 4 weeks, and then ready to eat in 3 to 4 weeks after that. Here we are with some lettuce seedlings that I seeded about a month ago. So now we're going to transplant them. In this case, because I'm using a biodegradable pot, I'm going to just gently tear it apart. We'll plant the pot in with the seedlings. It'll just decompose and add a little bit of nutrients. Make a hole, pop it in. If there's any part on biodegradable pots of the pot sticking up, you want to pull that off, because that will wick moisture away. And then plant your little clumps maybe 6 inches or so apart. You can also do the same thing with arugula or kale or collards, really any kind of leafy green. Green onions are another excellent candidate for starting inside and then transplanting them out. In this case, we're going to pull them completely apart and plant each little green onion by itself, just about 2 inches apart like that. The deeper that you plant them, the more of that white shaft that you'll get. Then be sure to water them in gently. And it wouldn't hurt to give them a little bit of mulch as well. Here's a row of transplants that I transplanted straight into the ground about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they're ready to harvest now. Beautiful, huh? Quick turnaround, very satisfying. They'll do better if you give them some protection on cold nights. I've got plastic ready to pull over these hoops on chilly nights. The more protection you give them from wind and cold, and the more fertile your soil, the faster they will grow. Good luck and happy gardening.